Well, a rally against anti-Semitism is set to start next hour in Toronto. One of the speakers will be Daniel Brown, a student at Western University and an Emerson Fellow, and with Stand With Us. He joins us now live to talk about this experience. Daniel, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Natalie.
I'm wondering if you can perhaps start with telling us a little bit about where you are.
Sure. So I'm at the Holocaust Memorial here, you see behind me, right off of Bathurst Street in Toronto. The rally's set to take place in about an hour from now. We're expecting a pretty large attendance.
Tell me a little bit about, for you, why was it important for you to attend today's rally?
Sure. So I just finished my fourth year at Western, and I've experienced firsthand and through friends some of the hate for standing up for Israel's right to exist. And it was really important to me to come here and try to solidify the message that we're standing strong, and we don't acknowledge or accept that hate, and we'll stand up against it.
We have seen in this country, in the city where you are in particular, in Toronto, an increase in the number of hate crimes and reported hate crimes happening amongst various communities, including the Jewish community. I'm wondering if you could walk us through perhaps some of your experiences that you have faced on campus.
Sure. So closer to October 7th, there was an incident that happened to me where I was on a run and I had a weighted vest on just to hold me down, and there's a little Israeli flag attached to the corner of it. Someone actually pulled over next to me after seeing the Israeli flag, followed me for about 500 meters, yelling at me that I'm a genocide supporter, a terrorist, and obviously I know to my heart that I'm none of those things. There's another time where I walked into a bar with a friend of mine, and we had our Magen David necklaces on, which have no association to our support for Israel. That's just us showing our Jewish pride. And someone walked next to us and said a comment about us having on a Jew necklace. And then 20 minutes or so later, were antagonizing us and antagonizing my friends. And the last instance that I can share is that there was a group of girls, 5 girls, students as well. And they posted for a food drive their address online for the displaced citizens of Israel. And not once, but twice, they got rocks thrown through their window, and they were waking up at 1 a.m. because of that.
I'm wondering what you hope will come from this rally.
I'm hoping that the university steps up, especially the leadership, and they actually take action. Again, I support heavily free speech, people's right to have their opinion. Very heavily, I support that, but it's not okay when it crosses over into hate, and specifically the targeting of us as Jewish students. That's something that I'm not okay with, and I really hope for the outcome of this rally for the leadership to know that we're not okay with their response, and we want them to do more.
When you say want them to do more, what do you want them to do?
Specifically, I want to hold people accountable for things that they've done. It's not okay that rocks are being thrown through windows. And what I would like to see is a task force specifically about anti-Semitism that the university could put together to look into these instances. For us, when these instances happen, we report them to the university and oftentimes hear nothing back from them. And so I want to hear them actually hear us, listen to us, and respond accordingly.
You know, Daniel, we have seen quite an expansion of encampments and protests of various different kinds, not just in Canada, but in the U.S. As well. And I'm wondering, at different universities and institutions, I'm wondering what you make of the protests that you're seeing happening here in Canada.
Sure. So like I said before, I'm very, very pro-free speech. I support their right to be there and to spread their cause. They have just as right to spread their cause and their message as we do. But it's not okay when, again, that floats over into hate. We see on many U.S. universities, and now starting in Canada, that if you're a Jewish student who supports Israel's right to exist, you're not allowed into that space that they are occupying. And that's not okay. We pay tuition the same way that they pay tuition, and we have every right to be in the exact same space as they do.
And Daniel, last question before we have to let you go here. I'm wondering if you were sitting down with one of these protesters, what would you want to ask or say to them?
So I don't know if it's particularly a single question, or you can even dial down this conflict to a single question, because as we all know, it's a very complex topic, but I just want to have dialogue. I want to be able to hear their side out, and I want them to equally hear my side out. And I want to be able to do that over a dialogue with them. And I want all of us to understand in the end of the day, we're still citizens who live in Canada, and we all need to be able to live together with a hatred-free mindset.
Daniel, I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Natalie.
Daniel Brown is a Western University student and an Emerson Fellow with Stand With Us.